I think I'd like to kind of use this as sort of an end of the year wrap up sort of video. We're just about at the end of the year coming up. I'll do something different for Christmas and the holidays and sort of in general. It'll be after this, which will be a little slightly out of sequence maybe, but you know, it is what it is. You get the idea. I'll start off with my update like usual. Honestly, I'm a little scared, and not, I might not be that bright. Not a lot scares me. I'm probably I've taken too many risks in my life. It's one reason I'm not wealthier. Risks are great, but I overdid the risk thing a little bit financially. But but I am a little scared about the upcoming surgery. I could delay it, but there's damage being done to my spine and nerves and stuff and discs. Nothing's going well. Nothing's heading in any kind of remotely good direction. I've rehabbed everything I can rehab. I did it 100%. There's no more rehab to do, and I've probably bought myself an additional. I could probably push it a year, 2, 3. But there's risk with that I'd rather not take. And during this year, 2 or 3 is really precious to me, and how this relates to you. These are the precious years for us. I'm 60, and as I get to like between now and say 70, 75, this is like my prime time. I'm not going to be younger and healthier in my 80s. That's not going to happen. So 100%, this is the valuable time to me. So if I can, have more mobility and all that during that time, then that's great. So that means the surgery earlier better than later, and the thinking is they can fix. I'm also old enough that this fix could be a permanent fix. Like as I get decrepit and less mobile in my 80s, then as this equipment starts to wear, I'll be wearing about as much as the rest of my body. Sort of probably the thinking there, something like that. I'll go soon, and is what it is. Anyway, so that's that. Probably the next video you see me will be after the surgery. This is probably the last one beforehand. Other than that, though, I've rehabbed myself rather well, and my pain is down as best it can be down. The biggest pain I've had the last 2 weeks is I had a wisdom tooth and a molar pulled. Oh, that sucks when you're old, because the wisdom teeth aren't supposed to come out at this age, but I had no choice. So that's a whole other story you don't need to hear about. I am a little tired of all the pain. That's probably why I'm a little scared. I had all the stomach issues, and I hospitalized twice for that. That's finally over. I'll never eat as... And I wasn't I was about to say eat as recklessly, but that's not true. I wasn't reckless. But I'm eating more carefully. And they had the diet's finally working. I just needed my pain to come back to get my appetite down, and then my diet's firing on all cylinders all of a sudden, and the stupid stuff we do at this age. But what I'd like to really get into is, and things are great with Fawn. We're like, again, 2 porcupines trying to make a relationship. She's been burned, I've been burned, and similar stories in a lot of ways, really, if you think about it. And it's probably not an uncommon story for a guy coming here, an older guy coming here, an Italian woman that's maybe been burned by a Thai man, and maybe you've been burned by a Western woman, and you can put us together. And if you're into traditional relationships and traditional gender roles, which I am, as a heterosexual male, I like a really feminine woman, and Fawn likes a manly guy, and we get along great with that. She loves the feeling of security and safety around me, and obviously the financial benefit. And I need somebody to help me with practically everything, and I'm achieving all my goals. I do want to do a video on that. I mean, versus the guys here again, the barstool warmers. I've rehabbed the hell out of my body. I'm getting hopefully what's going to be my last surgery here. But what I really want to talk about is the house. I got my plans here. I'll kind of walk through it, and then I'll put the drawings on the screen. That's the best way. Otherwise, I'm sharing this like ham-handed. That's ridiculous. Even by my low video production standards, that's ridiculous. So originally, if you look along the left-hand side, you'd see all the rooms and stuff, and I'll try and highlight them or something. But I've shuffled it around quite a bit because this is easy to do when you're drawing stuff. Hey, move a pencil line a little bit that way, a little bit that way, and but that's real money you're moving around. And I don't want to have a big investment in Thailand because I can't own the land the house is on, and I can barely really even own the house. And there's different mechanisms by way to do it, and I so far avoided getting into all the different mechanisms. Maybe one day I will, but the reason I don't is that they're dependent upon the actual people around you in your life, and then the effectiveness of those can go from rather effective to what I've never seen it tested successfully. I'm going to have to unfortunately say, but I know people that are possibly in a good solid legal situation, or if things did have to get tested, like divorce or something, I think they likely would fare well. But I can't tell you that they would because I haven't seen it. I haven't seen it happen. I have seen happen is the other way, where the guy walks away with nothing despite a ton of supposed legal protection. And what happens is it depends on how black-hearted your now soon-to-be ex-wife is, how much she's willing to lie in court and fight, because she'll be presumed to be honest. And I'll take you back to, there's a saying here about the scandalousness of unrelated but related, the scandalousness of a Thai woman taking on a foreign husband. It's tolerated here by most people, as long as the woman has had, and follow along and sing along with me, a good Thai man beforehand. And any guy showing up, whether he's drunk or not, has a job or not, and just loafs off of his wife or not, is presumed to be, follow along again, a good Thai man. And you're not going to break that mold. You're not going to break that cultural paradigm. You're not going to break that. So going into court, your soon-to-be ex-wife is going to be something along the corner of the world of a good Thai woman, or a good honest Thai citizen, or however I don't know how they think of it. It doesn't matter, but it's something good, and that doesn't apply to you. And there's the end of my point. So when you go into court, all hell breaks loose is the bottom line. And there are very serious laws in Thailand that have really heavy teeth to them that we don't have in the U.S. And we have the concept of perjury, but it's virtually never enforced. Here, if you're, all I can say is, if you're in court, it's just not going to go well for you. And the perjury laws, all they got to do, all your ex has to do is accuse you of lying, and you run the risk of doing serious jail time in a Thai prison. And that's rough. That's real rough. You wouldn't want to do it. So you're just going to walk away. So I don't talk much about the mechanisms. I know they're out there, and for the professional arguers, everybody calm down. It can work. It can vary. But I don't want to go around throwing around legal advice that may or may not hold up depending on who you got around you. It depends on how the judge views you versus your ex-wife, and all that stuff. So I've talked enough about that. Apologize. But my as I've said before, my safety protocol here is just to minimize the potential loss. And as long as the potential loss is something I can walk away from and go, well, that kind of sucks, but it's literally less than a tenth of what I lost in the first divorce, and what it would be, then that's okay. And the house is, I've cut it down on one hand, but I've also cut the courtyard and the pool out of it. Well, cutting the pool out saves a ton of money. Everybody that has a pool that I know of ends up hating it. I've had a pool in the States before a couple times. Didn't have a problem with it. Kind of liked it. It does become a pain in the neck, but I like the exercise, and I would love to have it here. But I'm more fearful of the pain in the neck factor than I am desiring of the ability to swim without having to ride my motorcycle 5 minutes to a world-class pool 5 minutes away. So on one hand, I feel bad I'm giving up on it, but on the other hand, man, I just don't want to aggravate myself. So the house ends up being, and I'll put some numbers up, I'll double check this, but I think I'm at 112 square meters for the house, and the gym is 28 square meters, give or take, and I've got 49 square meters, 7 by 7, for the 2-car and a couple motorcycle-ish carport. And Fawn has, now here's an important part for you guys. So Fawn, as actually acting as a good Thai Isan woman, as you would hope and expect and pray for, and she is, she's been just rabidly trying to find ways to cut cost out of this and save me money, which is nice. Isn't that nice? You don't get that a whole lot in life, do you? And construction estimates around here, and if the wind's bad, I'll redo this later, but this mic has generally been pretty good on wind. Generally, you'll see 30 to 40 or even 50,000 baht per square meter for construction costs. Now, I've said before in a prior construction video, and this will go in my construction playlist, that there is a really high profit margin at the corporate level for home construction in Thailand. Thai houses can be built very cheaply because they're just a watery, low-cost cement. It can be site mixed or not. There's precast cement columns and such, square and round, which are cheap. The metal's a little bit expensive here, comparatively speaking, because metal's probably on some kind of global price, I assume. But to say that you could build a house for much cheaper, which I'm about to tell you, but when you go to these bodhisat, these franchise type construction companies, which are overwhelmingly popular with Thais, and foreigners tend to really use them heavily, you're going to pay that 30 to 50,000 baht per square meter, even higher than that. And that's just basic construction. Then, of course, they're going to upcharge you for every doorknob and every paint color, and there's always a reason to upcharge. And that's just, I worked in that industry for years, and that's just the way it works. Okay, and the same here. I'm not do-tooking anybody, not throwing anybody under the bus on that. It's just the way it is. However, I was rather shocked at some of the prices Fawn got, and well, there's three. The first one was here. I'm at her main work, her check-in center, and the guys quoted us a pretty hard price, pretty firm price of Songsan baht, 200,000 baht, to just full labor on pick whatever. They just want the work. There's whatever house we want. This guy has a regular crew, and for 200 grand, he'll build whatever the heck I want. I got to buy all the materials, but he'll do the labor package for 200. Now, if I showed him a 10-bedroom mansion that's supposed to be 10 million baht, he'd say, hey, whoa, But the house I've got is not. You'll see all the pictures I'm putting up here. It's nothing crazy. It's on the lower end, not the least I've seen a foreigner build, but it's on the lower end for sure. Anyway, so a couple hundred grand. So that encouraged me that, geez, this could be done more affordably. And then Fawn found one company that she knew through her network. Again, the Thai network is the best way to find things. Have your Thai lady start talking to her coworkers, former coworkers, friends, neighbors, and they share all kinds of detailed information. They focus on this where we don't. We focus on things far away, generally speaking, to stereotype us, and to stereotype them just the same. They tend to focus on things right in front of their face. There's that. But she found a company for Nung Mun Nung Pan, Darang Mit La. That's a square meter, 11,000 baht. 11,000 baht per square meter. And I sort of said that backwards, but they'll do that sometimes. Anyways, and I thought, wow, that's crazy. That's an insanely good price. And then she talks to her dad and whatnot, and then she finds another company, 9,700 per square meter. And this is labor, material, decent block, steel, concrete's pretty much concrete. It's all going to be, pardon me, bullshit concrete here. It's all going to be the water complex is probably double what it should be, which is really not good. But again, if you spec it slightly thick, and you reinforce it a little bit at the key points, you can make it work fine. And it's just a house. It's just sitting there. You can't build a skyscraper that way, but you can build a house that way unless it's a 20 or 30 bedroom mansion. Okay. Now, if you took my total footage of the 140 square meters and took it at 10,000, average of those two roughly, that's 1.4 million. Labor, material, include some upgrades. We're looking at 2 million. By the time you do landscaping, extra concrete around the house, upgrade some stuff, right? You're looking at 2 million bucks. Okay. It's a little more than I'd like, but okay. And I'll walk you through the use areas here a little bit. I'll do a quick kind of tiptoe through the tulips here on the floor plan just to kind of get you through it. So what I've decided to do, and that's a little bit, and I felt a little bit selfish about this, but I put other people first, and that hasn't exactly worked out for me so well in the past. So putting myself first, and here literally and figuratively, the big 4x7 meter room, including the hallway, is actually 4x8. That is my gym. That's going to be my home gym, which is a mini gym, but still a full gym, doubles as a front porch space. Kind of tacky to have your front porch be in your gym, unless you're a gym rat. So, I'll hang my Muay Thai bag in the corner and, what the heck. So I'm comfortable. I realize this is a little lowbrow, but I'm retired. I'm 10,000 miles away from everybody, and I'm just gonna quietly live my life. So, and then adjacent to this is the little 4x4 room, which I repurposed. Before that was a dining room, and there was an screened-in porch in front of it. Canceled the porch. You can see the old column marks. I took 3 meters off the whole front of the house. I was hacking away with the chainsaw at this to get back into budget, because this is going to be a $3 million baht house, and I wasn't having it. And the 4x4 room is now my library and smoking room. So in there I want to have all my shoes. I've got a shoe problem, but I like shoes, so sue me. And anyways, but so that, some leather furniture that won't absorb smoke from the occasional cigar indoors and the weather isn't nice. And that's that. And that's kind of my room with my gym, and that's on the front of the house, which is where I sit in the morning and sip my cappuccino and watch the sun come up, which is my favorite time of day. So that's very nice. That's very nice. And then just behind my gym is going to be a family room, 4x5 meters, and that's going to have a medium-sized TV in it eventually, maybe, probably. It's going to have a dining table in it, a wood dining table, not a stone one. Fawn wants some wood in the house, and I'm like, yeah, I agree. I want some touches of wood. Not too much, because the termites here eat everything. They're vicious, but a wood table would be nice. And that's an area where her boys can play, and we can have the family over, and 6 people can eat dinner at one table together, and do that once in a while, and that sounds nice. So I could have another couple over for dinner, or 2. If I ever had 2 couples of people who are functioning adults, that'd be awesome. Maybe that'll happen someday. And then the 4x5.5 meters, that's our bedroom. I screwed up narrowing the entire left section of the house from 5 meters wide to 4 meters wide. Obviously just about decimated the bathroom layout. Here's a part that's more interesting though. From the bathroom and the kitchen at the back of the house, those are Fawn's areas. And the wall between the bedroom and the bathroom goes full height. It's a very tall peak ceiling. The ceiling goes from 4.5 meters tall at the short wall. It's a single slope to 5.5 meters tall at the tall wall. That's a very tall ceiling in a small house. That I'm not giving up. That's a dramatic design, and it's fantastic thermal management, and it's hot in Thailand. That's literally free air conditioning all day long. Anyways, but that wall goes all the way up, because then the wall on the back of the bathroom that divides the bathroom to the kitchen only goes up to 8 feet. And then on top of the bathroom is a concrete floor, and there's a loft up there. It's a work loft for Fawn. You'll see the stairs are now in the kitchen. And when the stairs get tall enough, refrigerators and short appliances and such can go underneath the stairs. And there's a door, no door between the bathroom and the kitchen. There's no need to connect those 2 rooms. And that's Fawn's kitchen area. Fawn's a bathroom lady. She loves to just sit in her bathroom for an hour at a time. And I want to give her a really nice space. And I'm going to make fun of her. I'm literally going to find her a gold toilet. I'm determined to do that. And she thinks that's hilarious. Her parents will think we've lost our minds, but it'll be fun. You got to have a little fun in life. So that's that. She wanted a hallway. I've put a hallway in, and then her boy Kim, it gets a 4x5 bedroom, which he'll share with his younger brother when he's over from time to time. And then the 2x3 is the second bathroom, and out the back is a patio on the back. That's a working patio. That's for drying clothes in the air. That's for spray painting something, banging on something with a hammer. It's just a patio to get shit done outside that you don't want to do in the house, whatever that is, right? But you notice I really like the space of my front room, the bedroom, and the bathroom, and the kitchen at the back. That just really worked. And the loft on the top. Those 4 rooms in that order and roughly those sizes, even though I cut them from 5 to 4 meters wide, that worked really well. Going to try and nip away at it a little bit and see if I can get it down to an even 100 square meters. That'd be nice. I don't know if that's reasonable. If it's not, I won't worry about it. I'll take a second look at the gym. I'll lay out my gym space and what equipment I'm planning on having. I'm going to have some kind of fancy Smith machine with double cables coming off of it. Some kind of big, there's a pretty big fancy all-in-one kind of deal. A couple of benches and some dumbbells. But with that isn't a whole lot. But that's enough on a rainy day, on a crappy weather day, on a day I just don't dang feel like going to the city. I can get in a reasonable full workout at home and do almost any one of my 5 dedicated workout days I hit every week. So, because I do arms, not in this order, but I do arms, chest, back, legs, shoulders. Each one of those is 1 day, and I take 1 day off, and I rotate through the program every 6 days. That's the ideal rest for me at my age, and I am on testosterone replacement therapy as prescribed by a U.S. doctor. A very low dose, but it does make a difference, fellas. It does. With all those conditions, I can recover every 6 days. Some guys can recover every 5. I can't do 5. 7's more than I need. 6. There you have it. So this is the plan. This is the nice, simple little house. I'll include some of the, hopefully through this whole video, I'll be rotating the various drawings. I've got the elevations, front and rear elevations I've redrawn. And the gym area is just going to be screened in. But the front library will have windows with screens in it so I can have air on. But by going with thicker insulated walls and an insulated ceiling, and they're very tall ceilings, I should not have to put the air on as much. At our little apartment, we have to put the air on all the time because the house will naturally be 10, 15 centigrade hotter than the outside. And on a day that the outside's pleasant like it is right now, it's unlivable in the house still. You have to have the air just to try and get it down to outside temp. This house shouldn't have that problem. So. And the another nice thing about this is I don't have to air condition the whole thing, so the family area will not get air conditioning right away. We'll just see how the natural high roofs and everything tend to take care of that. But Kim's little bedroom, I'll put a little air conditioner in there, a little tiny one, a little cheap one there. I'm going to have just a small room air conditioner for my bedroom and for my library. The bathroom never gets air. You don't need to air condition your bathroom. I don't even do that now. And in the kitchen you don't air condition. So it's really just 3 little single room air conditioners. My air conditioning bill will be under $2,000 a month, and bought that's $50 a month or $60 a month at the most. So I know people here that have big houses, they've air conditioned the entire thing, and they're paying like real money to run their energy. I don't want to do that. I'm trying to stay somewhat true to my bohemian roots. I am stepping outside of that a little bit with this, which does concern me, which does motivate me as I sit here to try to pull some more space out of this. I probably will. I'm sure there's still some fat in here that I can trim off. I think I'm looking at some right now. So I'm on it. And I'll try and get it down to 100 square meters. A friend of mine built an 80 square meter house, and that seems pretty nice. It was maybe a hair tight. I wouldn't want to share that with one of Fawn's boys, I'll tell you that. And I just want something small that I own that doesn't own me. I don't like that being owned thing. I spent decades doing that. You ever do that? You bought a nice big fancy thing and you enjoyed the shit out of it, but then later on you'd never get another one, right? I had a 3/4 ton Dodge Cummins Ram pickup, bought brand new in 06. Loved that thing. I should throw a photo up of it. It was just a beautiful truck, beautifully specced out, a little bit of minor custom paint on it, really pretty, and it was just wonderful. I would never ever buy another thing that size again, but man, I loved it. The best part of it was when my daughter was learning to drive, and she was kind of a badass right out of the gate. She's kind of like that with everything, and she was in her teens, like late teens, and she asked to borrow the truck once in a while, and when she was good, which was almost all of the time, I would allow her to have the keys, and when she's pulling back in our driveway, driving that big truck, she looks like such a badass with her. She had a little aviator, like her Top Gun sunglasses on, and she goes, "Dad, the looks I get from other middle-aged men in their trucks when they see that I'm driving a bigger, nicer truck than they are," she goes, "It's hilarious." Yeah, I never want to go back. That said, I've got a fair bit of bonus footage. This might end up being a longer video. We'll see how it plays out. We'll see how I've been working on my ums and ahs and my overly kind of using various speech patterns as crutches. This is harder than you think sometimes. Speaking with nobody around and getting this all articulated out in some kind of a plan onto a camera is not as easy as some people think. Not for me anyways. Not if you're got all my stuff. And I think I'm doing better. And I'm taking more time editing them more carefully. So we'll see how this survives. Thanks.
Begin bonus footage.
There's little old me walking home with my box of donuts and 2 bags of gourmet coffee. They were pretty expensive. The beans I buy in Korat are quite pricey. They're priced as high as the premium roasters in Bangkok. However, these are better than all of the premium roasters in Bangkok that I've tasted so far. And I've tasted quite a few. And I've been massively disappointed compared to what I buy. Traffic jam, hang on. Okay, traffic jam in the village is over. Doing all right. Doing all right. Just this little slice of life stuff here. Just ran errands in the city. A little tired. Doctors have got me on an exercise restriction for the next probably 2 months. Which is going to really, I love, that's my favorite hobby. That's going to really suck. And it's going to make weight management slightly challenging. Sometimes I do my best dieting though when I'm not lifting. Lifting can kind of tend to stimulate my appetite, but I still take it as a challenge. Still, I bought the donuts, but I bought 3 donuts for myself, 6 total, 3 for me, and that'll last me 3 mornings, and that's my breakfast with the coffee. So, sue me. In the parking lot at, I'm getting dizzy, the CJ's. The CJ's and more. I don't want to short them, but check it out. You can see it's about 2 football fields of that. Monday morning market. Hang on. That's about 20% of it or something. Every Monday. Say hi. All right? Oh, okay. Oh, she's found something. I told her I wouldn't mind a little of that Korean style fried chicken. I'm hungry. I haven't eaten yet. So, I don't know. I don't have my watch on. It's like, I don't know, 11 o'clock or something. Here's the real Thai culture. I'm not going to show them on camera, but there's the small shop of her one uncle that I get along with great. He's nice. He's polite. He lets me park my motorcycle in front of his shop or car every time I ask. I like people like that, right? But other relatives, he's been very sick, like near dead sick for a year. People don't come visit, don't care. We come by, we just brought him some food and some nutritious stuff and whatnot. I always beep the horn and wave when I drive by. I've seen other families come by and they don't. I don't understand. Fawn, it was her idea to drop off the food. I'm like, oh yeah, he could use some like nutritious, milk and things, help him put some fat back on. He's emaciated, like a cancer kind of a thing, And it's just strange. And then he's got a interesting wife, we'll say, that gets along with no one that I'm aware of. Trying to make some kind of last minute money grab out of other relatives while he's sick. Like, it's strange. It's strange. It's not, don't ever think it's us that are targeted only. That's not true. They do the same stuff to themselves, to each other, whatever. It's all this scamming kind of grabby sort of stuff. It's the same. But on the other hand, he's a really nice guy, and Fawn cared about him, and Fawn does all this other stuff. It's just like Westerners, right? There's good people and bad people everywhere. So this is why I laugh when people tell me they're getting their beans authentically roasted. Yeah, I got you covered right here. Over coals. He's got his own special source of beans. Thai South, Chai Mai? เมล็ดกาแฟมาจากไทย South ไหม
มาจากชุมพรมาจากภาคใต้ครับ
Oh, he's showing me pictures of his farm.
This is my dad. My dad.
Oh, Kun Pom. Oh, Kun Pom. Oh, Jamdai. Jamdai. Scammer test number 2,487. Does your lady that used to work at the bar do yard work? Just a thought. And here's to hoping that none of my neighbors have emphysema. My name is Rob, and thank you for supporting my YouTube channel. I meant every word I just said with respect.